I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Baby, while we're young,
Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video. So I'm just in my hallway, which is a slightly different place than usual that I start my videos. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about all things our hallway. So I wanted to do a series whereby I talk through home updates that we do and just basically show you the process. So that's going to be today's video. So we've got a new handrail, spindles, base rail and storage that my husband Tom has done for me. I've wanted this done for so long and I filmed the whole process, so I thought I would show you that in today's video. So I really hope you enjoy it. Please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, and let's jump into the video. So just very quickly before I pop through the clips, what I've done is I've filmed segments throughout the process of Tom, and you'll see clips of Ollie helping out because he just loves to help Daddy when he's doing stuff around the house. So I just thought I would give you a really quick overview of what we've actually done. So we've replaced basically everything that you're going to be seeing. So you'll see a before and an after. I'll try and insert some images of a before and an after for you, and then I'm just going to talk you through the process. So we've got new handrail, base rail, spindles and storage down below. What I wanted to do is just to give you a very brief overview, and I'll link everything as much as I can in detail down below. Tom's not here to talk through everything, so I thought I'll go through the description box with him. If there's any questions or anything you would like to know, just leave it in the comments and I will ask him if I can't answer it myself, and we'll get back to you. So my husband is a carpenter, so he does everything around our home. He's really good. So yeah, anything I just show him. He loves me coming to him with my Pinterest ideas and say this is what we need to do next. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy this video. Oh. Bye then. How mad that, look, there's no, wait, even it doesn't even show up how bad it is on the camera.
Oh, Mum.
Update. So it's all completely out. Still got this part in. I wasn't quite expecting him to do this much today, but so this that'll be painted white, and then he's doing the handrail next. And this has been ripped out. This is a job. I need to go through all of this. So we are going to have storage here, but for now, for a few days or however long it takes. Oh, it's got the saw on. It's just going to be like that. So I need to get rid of that because that's going to drive me insane. So yeah, it will be worth it in the end, but this is just one thing about doing work. It just, the whole house is a mess. So I'm going to give you a STAIR update. So we've still got this missing. So this was just kind of like a really thin wall that was plastered. And it hid, see, all of our storage. So under here we would simply get in from there, from this door. So you can put stuff underneath and it will go right the way to the bottom, but obviously to get to this stuff here you have to take everything out of the door. So this is where we're going to be having our drawers pull out. So it'll be shoe, storage drawer, and then we'll still have a door, but obviously a better one than that, and then I can keep things like my ironing board, and we need to go through the coats, and I need to sort through all the bags. So that will all stay in there, but I just need to make better use of this area here. So obviously I'll keep you updated and I'll show you once that is done. But yeah, at the moment it looks awful. This is going to have an MDF panel. I think this is right. Obviously when Tom's home, I'll get him to clarify whether I'm right or wrong. But yeah, we're going to cover this because it's obviously just, as you see, all loaded with thick old paint. So yeah, we're going to put some MDF there and it will just bring that out a little bit so that it's not as deep into whatever this is called. So we've got an oak base rail and a oak handrail. So this has all been stained, so that's all ready to go. I just think it looks so much nicer against our carpet. And then we're going to get an oak cap, just a flat cap to go on here. Then as we go up, so the top, so here we're going to have an MDF panel to go into the end of there, because again you can see it's really, I don't know if it's going to show up on, but can you see the edge there? It's just not where it's so old, because obviously this is the original feature of the house. It's just been loaded with so much paint that you can see there, so much paint over the years, and it just needs to be fresh. So we're going to put some MDF over that and paint that to match the spindles and the rail. The same here, because again you can see where the wall, which is there in our hallway, meets the top of the stairs. So we're just going to cover all that so you won't see any of that. And then the top part has been ripped out. Excuse my Hoover and washing basket. Why that's in there I don't know. Let's move that actually. So yeah, tonight Tom's gonna, I think, another undercoat there because he's filled all the marks in. And then we've got the spindles already painted to go in here, but obviously you just needed to do that part first. Same here. So this, if I just show you actually, see the ball's been cut off, but that's our original post in there. That sawdust needs hoovering out, but yeah, he's just cladded around it with some MDF, obviously filled down the sides and everything else, so you, when it's all glossed and painted, you wouldn't know, you would think it was an actual post. I would just give you another update on the stairs. Obviously this video is going to be in lots of different pieces because it's obviously being done over a certain amount of time. So Tom has now fitted the under stair storage. Obviously it needs to be painted and there needs to be a trim put on, which is what you'll see these markings for. So hopefully he'll get to that later, but if I just show you the idea of the storage. So this first one here, they will have push openers on them, but at the moment obviously it's not fitted, so I'm just gonna have to pull it out. So this is the first drawer. This will all be painted white, and I'm just planning on storing kind of like our bags, our hats and scarves for winter, and just any other little bits and bobs. So it is a very, very big space. And this part of the understairs, although we could get to it, we couldn't get to it unless we took everything out of the main door. So this is handy that we can just pull this straight out. The next one along is going to be where our shoes are going to be kept, so ignore the tools, but again it will all be painted white. This will be done later, I think. It just got too hot and the paint was drying in a weird way, so we stopped doing it and just fitted it. So the idea is the different widths of the shelves. Our shoes will go down here because they're bigger, and then obviously Darcy and Ollie's shoes will go up here, and they've been made wide enough so that obviously as their feet grow their shoes will be bigger, which will then mean that I can use those not for shoes, because if you've seen any of my other cleaning videos, you'll see that these bins become very filled very quickly.
We can do what we like.
Okay, so as you will see, if you've seen the initial part of the video where I show you the before, what I really wanted is we've got oak floor in our house, and we've got kind of like, I like oak and just really natural rustic looking wood. We've got an oak beam above our log burner, so it's kind of a bit of a theme in our house. So I really wanted the staircase to tie in with that as well. So obviously everything was white before, and they kind of had like a curved detail on them. There was nothing wrong with it. It could have done with a bit of a paint, but it just really wasn't our style, and it's been up since we moved in the house, which was 11 years ago. So yeah, really just wanted to update it really. So what we did is we cladded around our original post, which is still hidden inside of here, but it's just lovely and square, really basic and crisp looking, so you can see all of the edges. The same with the spindles. So these are just MDF, and it's been painted obviously in gloss. And then the caps, which I will link where we got those below, but I had a bit of a nightmare with these because of how thick the post is. Most of the caps that we found wouldn't fit, so yeah, we had to order these, and they were specially made. I'll show you at the top in a sec as well. So we've got an oak handrail and an oak base rail, and then all of the storage is just MDF and painted in white. So what this actually consists of is a pull-out drawer there, and the drawers and the cupboard all have a push opening. So you just push them, and it's got a push clasp in it, and it will just pop open, and the same when you close it. So this is obviously a smaller drawer. It goes quite narrow just there, but considering we couldn't get to this part before unless we went in this way, it's so handy to have. So I'm keeping things like our hats and just things like batteries in there. So if I show you, so that's the opening function I was talking about. It just springs off and stays obviously shut once it's done. So in this one, I've got a couple of baskets. I've also lined the drawers with this Addis multi-purpose liner that I got from B&M's, just so that the paintwork doesn't get all scratched underneath. But this is going to be our hats, scarves and gloves. So I'm just in the process of transitioning over because we've just gone into autumn here in the UK. And then back here in this basket, we've just got a selection of batteries for the kids' toys, that sort of thing. So just really handy things that would have just been hanging in a bag on the hooks before. So yeah, it's so much better. And then on the front, so you can see what Tom actually did is he made the drawer carcasses. So it sat on a frame underneath, and he made the drawer specifically to the area that we had, and then they're fitted on these really heavy duty runners, so they actually pull right out so you can see what's in there. And then he's just popped on the front I don't know what you would call this, but just kind of like a bit of detail, because I didn't want it just flat. I wanted a little bit of detail on there. So yeah, and then when you push it together, it will just sit closed like these ones. So if I open this one and show you what's in here. So this one has a selection of all of our shoes. So as I explained before we got started, let's pull it right out. There was enough. We were originally going to have two drawers, so one under this one and then one on top, but it just made sense to make it in one. And the runners we've got hold a ridiculous amount of pounds. I mean, I think there's an image I can pop up on screen now of my son sat in the drawer when it was being made. So yeah, it's so sturdy. So we kind of stick to the rule of mine and Tom's shoes are on the bottom just because there's a bigger space, and then Darcy's shoes sit here, although Tom's running shoes are there and they shouldn't be there, but Darcy's shoes are here. So this shelf and this shelf is the same width out. But what I wanted to show you is as the children grow, these are actually my Converse and they fit on the shelves. So as the children's shoes grow, as their feet grow, they can still use these shelves, so they're not going to be too small to pop their shoes on. So yeah, it's enabled me to get rid of my baskets I had under my table that were always filled with shoes. So much better. We can actually see what we've got and everything's kept in pairs. So I absolutely love this. I cannot tell you how long I have been waiting for this. I'm just going to leave it all open just so I can show you how the push function works. If I can get this one to work. There we go. So in this cupboard here, as you would have seen at the start, this was kind of used for my ironing board. There was coats. We've still got the original hooks, which are here. We just kept those I mean, they're not the prettiest of things to look at, but they're just handy to keep up there. They're not in the way of anything, so I just said just leave them. But what Tom's done is he's actually made some pull-out runners. So we've got 2 sections of hooks, as you can see, and because we're in quite a narrow space, I'm kind of like crammed, as you can see here. It's quite tight with the door open. Sometimes it's quite awkward as you're leaning in to see what coats you want to get out. So he's made it so that, again, they're on runners here, so you can just pull and the whole thing will come out. So if I stand behind this door now, I'll show you. So that's kind of pulled out in line with my radiator cover, so the kids can see what bag they want to take for school. So I tend to keep bags on this one, but obviously it doesn't matter, it can be used for coats, whatever. But yeah, just for the purpose of this video, I've just got their bags on there, and then it just slides back in. The same with this side. I'll just need to move my hat because it will hit that. But the coats also pull right out, so we can obviously see what coats there are. And then, see, it just slides back in. We've just painted it all white in there. Obviously, it's not the prettiest of cupboards. It's got our gas meter, gas pipe, that sort of thing in there. So we've just used the space as best as we could with, you know, what we had. So there's just a couple more hooks here on the door, which I've just got one of my hats, and then my bag is hanging there. And then I do also pop my ironing in the basket down there. It's all done for this week, but just so it's not cluttered up on the table in the kitchen. So yeah, that's that, and I am super, super pleased with it. So you will have noticed the ironing board hasn't made its way back in there. What we are planning to do, you'll see when I take you upstairs, there are still some marks. I don't know if it will pick it up on camera, but there are some marks to the paintwork, etc. So ideally the hallway does need painting again, but we have just put in some plans for some planning permission to see if we can extend the side of our house. So all being well, fingers crossed, if that goes through, there will eventually be a doorway right at the top of the stairs, which will lead into the extension there. So we've cleared out the land that we've got on the side. We call it like our little alley. So we've cleared all that out in preparation. So my ironing board is currently just stood out there, which frees up so much space in this cupboard. So yeah, as you can see, I've just left them all open, but I just think it looks so clean, so modern, and I'm just so happy. It's just such a better use of our space. There was nothing wrong with it before. It was a brilliant storage area because we had the whole width, but it was just annoying because you had to go in the door to get right to this end. So this way, obviously, it just allows us to access it without getting in through the main door. So then as we move up the stairs, this just shows you an angle of obviously the new spindles and the handrail, etc. And then this has all been replaced, as I talked about. This is all just a cover of MDF, and it's been painted, so it's already fresh. Obviously this has been completely filled, so you can no longer see when the other wall was sneaking in through there. You can no longer see it. It all just kind of blends in. And then we're heading upstairs now onto the landing. So this is how it looks from this angle. So I just absolutely love it. I just feel like it ties in just with our house now, with the oak. It just ties everything in. Ideally, I do not want the walls painted this colour grey. I would rather them go back to kind of like a creamy beige colour. I think it will tie in with the carpet better, but we're not going to do that just yet because, all being well, that is where the doorway is going to be, leading into the extension. So what we are doing, we are just working on some things that we want completed now that we can do, that, you know, that's in our power to do. So yeah, as I said, I'm really happy with how everything turned out. Obviously, I know I'm really lucky that I do have Tom that can do this for me. There were quite a few of these kind of storage options that I saw on Instagram. There obviously are companies that do this that look slightly different to how we've done it. Obviously, Tom is a carpenter, so his area of speciality and expertise is obviously with wood. So yeah, this is kind of what he does day in, day out. So I kind of just told him what I wanted, and he has made it work for me. So yeah, I'm super pleased. I cannot tell you how long I've wanted this for, years and years and years. So I'm really happy that the house is starting to come together now and be exactly how I wanted it to be. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel. And if you're not already, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can